Hey guys, it's Mike on the LSD Network, and I know it's been a while, but here is another one of my rants. Now, this rant actually stems from a Facebook post that my uncle posted, and I'm going to go ahead and just get this started and pull it up right now. So it says, 2,300 years ago, long before Islam, Arabs discovered that forcing people to cover their nose and mouths broke their will and individuality and depersonalized them. It made them submissive. That's why they imposed on every woman the mandatory use of a fabric over her face. Then Islam turned it into the woman's symbol of submission to Allah, the man, owner of the harem, and the king. Modern psychology explains it. Without a face, we do not exist as independent beings. The child looks in the mirror between the ages of 2 and 3 and is discovered as an independent being. The mask is the beginning of deleting individuality. He who does not know his history is condemned to repeat it. Okay, so now, regardless whether you agree with this or not, something is on here that Facebook decided to add on here. And if you know me, I actually talk about this a lot. How I don't think that the fact checkers on Facebook speak or understand English, because there's a fact check on this. So here is the fact check. If you click on this, right, it takes you to this link right here. Okay. So the claim is, as this person is reading it, masks do not prevent the spread of pathogens. That is not what this is saying. So if you go back to the quote, it's just talking about how wearing a mask deletes your individuality. And I guess you can say that is anti-mask in the modern era, but it's not anti-mask for the reasons that this fact-check article alleges that it's saying. So, incorrect. So this isn't propaganda. This is just telling you why face masks are good in a pandemic. Nobody right here is saying in this post that face masks don't protect you from pandemic spread of COVID-19. But they go on. Studies cited in support of the claim are misapplied. What studies? There's no studies cited here. All it says here is that once enough people start wearing a mask, they start to lose their sense of self and their self-identity. And then it goes and gives a whole bunch of data to back up the claim that face masks do help prevent the spread of the disease. Once again, not saying that in there. Increased evidence suggests that even a simple face cloth covering can protect against disease transmission, including COVID-19. Once again, in this pictograph, it's not going against anything that's in the fact-check article. Once again, they double down on the mask issue. Face masks and cloth face coverings are not associated with lack of oxygen, and it doesn't say anything about that here. We continue. Notes. Okay, so this is really what it might be about. The Facebook account right here is very likely to be run or associated with this person, who is a member of a now dissolved Florida Freedom of Alliance, an organization. So basically, they're saying that the origin of the post, the person who made it, is a part of a group of anti-vaxxers. So just basically discrediting anything they have to say. Now, here's the thing. I would be more inclined to believe that this is where they were going with this, right here, that it's the original post is by a group of anti-vaxxers. However, every time I go to look at who is publishing these articles, I go click on their name, right? Okay. I mean, I'm Asian. There's a lot of Asian people that live in America. However, it looks like Flora here obtained a PhD in biological sciences from Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. So her first language is not English. I'm not saying that she's not smart enough to understand English. However, if you look at this meme, pictograph, post, whatever you want to call it, and her analysis of it, it's like it's two different things. So what they could have done is they simply could have typed in, face coverings used as a psychological tool to make women submissive, and then all you have to do is really click on hijab in the Wikipedia, right? And then you come here to the academic studies on hijabs, and you'll find that most studies about face coverings are mostly positive. However, it's kind of conflicting studies. So because then what you can find out here is that as it's more enforced the rate of suicide goes up in women in these countries too. So I personally don't see how forcing women to wear masks helps them feel better about themselves, but that's just me. I don't know. There's a lot of documentation to support this here for the Wikipedia in both ways. So, I mean, it's really an up in the air thing, but to just take this and turn it into this is just wrong. And honestly, if you check out a lot of the Facebook fact checking, you're gonna find that it's a person from another country that might not speak English that's fact checking something in English. And the crazy thing is, a lot of jokes that appear to be right-wing jokes that are memes get fact-checked too. And if you look at the person that's fact-checking it, they just they clearly aren't from America and they don't understand context. And the funny thing is that when the most common thing that they put here is missing context, right? No, I think the person that's missing context is the person that's fact-checking it. Okay, so just be aware of this going forward when you're on Facebook and something says that it's fact-checked. Actually, just look at the so-called facts, and then also check out the person that's doing the fact-checking. Like I said, they're not even a person that speaks English. And you know what? At least this person was putting facts and studies, because it looks like they're an actual scientist and a doctor of biology. Most fact checkers on Facebook are just going to say, well, it can't be right, which is the dumbest thing ever, because they just say, oh no, it must not be right because we don't agree with it. That's not fact checking. That's using your opinion as fact and forcing it on people. So the long and short of it, guys, is you should never trust Facebook's fact checkers, because 99% of the time they are wrong. All right, guys, if you like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, and if you really want to help our channel, go ahead and share this video if you thought it was helpful and you enjoyed it. Don't forget, we also have our Patreon if you want to help support us. We sell shirts, and we also have the LSD podcast every Thursday, and we have lots of fun new content coming out in the months to come. All right, guys, thanks. Bye.